Hey yo, what is going on, everybody? Depraved / here. We are back with another music reaction. I'm Depraved.
I'm Hellcat.
And together we are
HellaDepraved. And
hello, darkness, my old friend.
yes, we have come to the end of this fantastic album. So it's bittersweet because all of them have made it onto my playlist so far. I am excited to be able to just stream the entire album. I am not so happy that this is the last song. So, it's tragic. The last song. The name of the track. Tragic.
Right. So what that means is I will pick the next album.
Right.
Although I'm probably going to take the week to catch up on things we've missed.
Okay.
Because a lot of people dropped over the last 3 or 4 days.
They have.
And we're now drastically behind. Sad face.
Yes. But the next album pick will be his, and then we will proceed from there. So,
I still also got to figure out what my next album's going to be.
Okay, well.
So I don't know yet.
You got a little bit of time.
We did. Super stoked to check this out, though. This is Silent Theory. We have
loved this album.
Absolutely fantastic album so far.
I'm sure they're not going to let us down with the last song.
Usually not. Usually the last songs are almost always my favorite songs on the albums. It's weird how that plays out.
Right. Well, that's true. It's very true. Coincidental, but true.
But of course, I also listen to mostly hip-hop, and it's usually the sad song on a hip-hop album, so I don't know.
Right. Well, we'll see. Tragic is kind of, setting the stage for sorrow.
True.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we're going to react to this if you guys have already seen it or heard it. If not, click the link in the description below. Hop on over to all the things coming back. We say that because we're a commentary reaction breakdown channel. There's a comedy somewhere in there I missed. Also, what that means is we're going to pause for any and or all of the above. And with that being said, it is time to slash it up and break it down. This is Silent Theory with Tragic. Let's get it.
What?
This is not to be taken wrong in any way, shape, or form because I love the person I'm getting ready to mention. This totally sounds like something Avril Lavigne would sing on.
I was going to say it sounds like 90s pop rock. So exactly the same kind of concept. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I love it, by the way. I loved that whole era.
I now want a Silent Theory Apple collab. There you go.
She would actually probably sound
excellent.
Epic on Ooh. I could do with that.
Mm-hmm.
Can we pretend that I am doing fine? I feel my patience wearing thin. I'm sure the purpose I suppress inside will rot me from within.
Woo.
And any second I could check out, I accept it as it's not that hard to die. It's knowing you'll forget. We really want the life we live to be a test, just to best you all in time. When the lines are forced to stretch.
Well, if he's not dropping some truth.
I can relate to this.
Completely.
Her and I have had this talk, as I'm sure everybody that ends up in couples and relationships have, about what your biggest fear in life is. And my biggest fear is not in life itself. My biggest fear is being forgotten. Not leaving something with people to carry on.
A legacy of some sort.
And I don't mean like financially or anything like that. Just maybe inspirationally.
Right.
and things like that. And I mean, thinking about it, it's kind of a silly thing to be afraid of, because it's like, when I'm dead, I'm not going to care.
Right. But in life, it is what you fear about checking out.
Right.
Yeah.
The actual death itself, no.
Yeah, like he said, like, I've rectified that. Like, I'm okay, and I accept the fact that it could happen at any moment. There are some things in life that, sure, you know, maybe I'd like to complete, and for me, mostly it's spite that's motivating me. Like, I'd like to prove some people wrong, like, really, really wrong. It would be nice. However, I'm not particularly worried about leaving a legacy or anything like that. That's never been anything I'm particularly concerned with.
Right.
But I completely understand what he's saying, like suppressing a purpose or what you feel is your calling or a talent, like to the point that it's eating you up inside. Either because you're forced to do something differently by expectations. I don't mean necessarily like physically forced, although that could be a thing. But like just expectations, monetary, whatever. Or for me, there's a lot of things that I would like to accomplish that I can't do because of the fibromyalgia. So I do feel like a lot of the things that I'm dying to do creatively or whatever are suppressed because I just don't have the physical prowess to do it that day. So, again, even his vocal tone is very 90s punk rock, pop rock type, you know?
Right.
When the lines are forced to stretch, how can I breathe? The ice that's beneath my feet has given way. I don't have
I love that, too. How can I breathe when the ice beneath my feet is given way? Getting cold feet, running away from your
Right.
dreams, and things like that.
Well, and also, if the ice beneath your feet has given way, you're about to get dunked in cold water. So that's the breathing thing. I like it.
has given way. I don't have long to find out what's wrong with me before I leave. And if this feeling's gonna change, I don't know, but I sense a shifting in the wind that can change us. Open up the chatter, stammer back and let disaster take the wheel and finally give us all that rapture that we're after. But it's not enough to lose my life. I had to disappoint.
That was a play on the whole Jesus take the wheel thing. Because it's disaster take the wheel. Give us the rapture that we're after. Because
Right.
rapture is actually like a feeling of exultation, like extreme euphoria, excitement. But rapture with a capital R is when basically the believers in Jesus are taken from this planet in body. So it's either. And if the rapture takes people while they're driving, it is going to be a chaotic disaster.
True.
Change us, open up the chatter, stammer back and let disaster take the wheel and finally give us all that rapture that we're after. But it's not enough to lose my life. I had to disappoint my pride. The bedrock bottom is eroding, but the problem is the confidence I left behind. Can we pretend at least for now I'm fine? I feel my patience wearing thin. And if I ever reunite with my spine, I'll show you who I am.
Okay, like, I completely relate to this, but on the other hand, the way he's wording it is funny. It's just funny.
True.
It's tragic, but it is comedically tragic. If he ever
It's
reunites
like that song,
with his spine.
ironic.
Right? I mean, because there it is. Like, if I ever reunite with my spine, I'll spite y'all. And I'll show you what I'm made of. Like,
Right.
that's what I was just saying. Like, a lot of the things that I'd like to, like, permanently accomplish would be out of spite.
Mm-hmm.
So...
And if I ever reunite with my spine, I'll show you who I am. How can I breathe? The ice that's beneath my feet has given way. I don't have long to find out what's wrong with me before I leave. I wasn't perfect, I never earned it. There's nothing left to keep me calm. I wasn't worth it, I don't deserve it. They only love you when you're gone. How can I breathe? The ice that's beneath my feet has given way. I don't have long to find out what's wrong with me before I leave. How can I breathe? The ice that's beneath my feet has given way. I don't have long to find out what's wrong with me before I leave.
And a piano outro. Oh, that's nice. That is super nostalgic. Like,
It was
Yeah.
a fantastic song. All the way through. The only thing I didn't like about it was the piano in the first 10 to 15 seconds. I got used to it,
right.
and it became fine, but it very much sounded like a Christmas song to me.
It did.
And,
When you paused it before they even started singing, I almost mentioned that, and then I was like, if he hasn't heard it, I'm not. Both of us don't like Christmas, by the way.
No.
We don't like Christmas carols. So I didn't want to mention it because I didn't want to ruin the rest of the song for you, just in case.
Because, no, I noticed it, and I was actually going to mention it too, but the reason I didn't was just because I had other things I'd rather talked about.
Right.
But yeah, so like right at the beginning.
It sounds like Here Comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus,
right down Santa Claus Lane.
Exactly.
Yeah. Pause, motherfucker!
I'm so glad I'm not the only person that heard that. Yeah, no, I didn't want to mention it because I didn't want to, like, put it in your head and ruin the rest of the track, just in case you hadn't heard it. So, yeah, there's, like, a moment that you've stopped it, and I'm, like, paused. I'm like, I'm not going to say it.
No, I noticed it right out the gate, and for a second, I was hoping for some sort of dark, twisted Christmas story.
Krampus, like, hey, children are missing kind of thing. Although I do like the Krampus versions where they go after the abusive husbands more because, you know.
No, I'm cool with eating rotten children, too.
Well, I mean, like, let's get a diverse Krampus in there. Can we? Anyway, I really liked it. Like I said, it had a very nostalgic 90s vibe to it, which was my teenage years. Absolutely loved the sound of it. Loved his voice on it. And honestly, the message is so relatable to me. Although it does sound like in this, he's at the brink of disaster.
Right.
Like, knows he's going to die any second, whereas I'm just kind of like, death is inevitable, and I'm sort of not resigned. Like, I'm not resigned to the fact that it could happen at any moment. Like, I'm accepting of the fact that it could happen at any moment. So, but his whole statement of, they only love you when you're gone. We've talked about this before. It's a common theme in hip-hop to only give roses when people have passed on. And that is absurd because they don't care at that point. They don't know at that point.
Right.
So many creative people, painters, musicians, composers, even brilliant scientific minds like Leonardo Galileo, whatever, weren't actually adored and or spread about, became famous until after they had passed on. If you love someone, if you respect their body of work as an artist, tell them now. You know, while they're still alive. Let them know that they have done something for you, moved you, related to you, somehow. Just do it now. Same with family and friends. Like, again, it could happen at any moment. Nobody knows how they're going to go or when they're going to go. Make sure that they know.
Yes.
Yes. That was a resounding yes over there.
Sorry, I worked for 8 hours.
Yeah.
So I'm a little...
No.
Fantastic song, though. And honestly, a good way to end an album.
Introspective, personal.
I mean, this whole album.
Yeah. Not nearly as tragic as I honestly thought this song was going to be.
No, I was almost expecting, like, a ballad, almost.
Right. But a lot of their stuff is both personal and humanitarian in terms of, like, how you could take the message. You could take it personally, or you could take it about a comment on society. And so with a track name like Tragic, I was almost expecting this to be like one of their hardest hitting songs in terms of social commentary, personal commentary, duality. This one was incredibly relatable, and I loved it. It was a great way to end this. But it was not as, I feel, necessarily deep on a larger message scale. Like, I think this is a message that everyone can personally relate to. But it's not rapture apocalyptic like I was imagining with a title like Tragic.
Right.
So, loved it. Love this whole album. Bravo, guys. Fabulous.
Yes, guys, be sure whoever swings through and watches this, you guys check out the entirety of the album if you haven't been keeping up with this with us as well.
Go sub to them. Doesn't cost you anything.
Fantastic band, fantastic music. I haven't heard anything I don't like from them.
Right. Great catalog.
Other than the first, 10 seconds of the song.
I agree. I'm really glad that it didn't have the descending notes, because it has those... You know, here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus. Luckily, it doesn't do the rest of it, because I kept hearing it until he started singing, and then I was like, I think I can deal with this.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so...
Bah humbug.
That being said... If you guys like the video, slash that like button, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Comment down below, what did you think of Silent Theory with Tragic? Also, comment down below if there's anything else you want to see reacted to. Check the description below for all the things.
Push our buttons. Come join us on our other social media platforms, mostly Twitter, if you want a quicker response.
With that being said, we love you guys. Thank you all for watching. Cannot wait to see you depraved people later. Peace.